Okay, here we go. So first of all, when it comes to adverts, there are certain sizes that are more popular than others on digital. And to get, you want to do some kind of bit of thinking beforehand. And a good sort of research to do around this is explained to you below here, okay? Some suggestions are given to you. So this particular task, first of all, when you've got an advert, there are some features of it that are quite useful to consider as a minimum. Okay, so you see here, here's an example of an online advert, okay? Hopefully you can see that okay. Can you look at this and see here some of the features, what are the recurring features in all of these adverts? Okay, what are the kind of consistent recurring features? They've all got different names as well. So can we just pick that out? It's a class interaction thing. What do you guys think about this? What are the consistently repeating features of these different adverts here?
Logos.
Okay, so we've got logo, we've got a color scheme, and what else is here?
Little captions.
So sometimes the caption's the same, these three, yeah, and sometimes it's got this. So there's four that are the same. The link, this thing. So this is a call to action, and you need it on a web advert. Some way of, people having to click on a button to do something. Otherwise, it's very much an inactive advert. Right. So with print-based advertising, you don't get this kind of thing. You might get information like a phone number or a web link instead.
Now you get all those interactive ones.
Augmented reality.
Before I do, they make you like choose like be an advert, and you can like choose the story and click it, and it takes you on a whole nother.
So inside a print-based thing with your phone.
On what website is it? Watching forums on.
Yeah.
They have weird interactive ones, so you
Right.
have to like click.
To interact with them, yeah, it's a very good point. And we should. How's advertising changing? It's worth being aware of some of the trends. Okay, that you guys, when you graduate, will be seeing much more of this stuff. Okay.
In fact, one time, when Coca-Cola were doing, they're putting your names on.
Yeah.
They used my name on it without me putting my name on it.
Yeah. It was a bit weird this, okay, but here we go. Okay, this is advertising ahead. Mobile phone app, interaction with the Wheaties product. Some of this bit. What is the point of this? That is, in terms of how it's used. Let's look at some examples.
Maybe when I was little, but like.
Yeah, sure. And there's something more useful, perhaps. There's some paper, magazine, for film. So you might get the trailer off that, perhaps. Well, recipes, I expect. Yeah, all right. So it's just additional content to go with something. It's quite interesting. You can see the sort of things that are possible with this. Another example of more lasagna for a bit of time, actually. There's more details there about that. It's extending the content available within something. So that's one example of interactive marketing. Now, if I go to any sort of fairly big website, let's go to Forbes, right? It's quite a big site. You see the kind of advertising that's now common here. So when you kind of arrive on a big site like this now, hey, look at the kind of things that are popping up. You've got these visual things appearing here. If you click on them, they're being counted, and they're moving through to the site here. Also, what you've got, this kind of big advert across the top here, another leaderboard advert, and various things throughout the site in different places. So when I asked about the examples, things you picked up were call to action, logo, color scheme, and sometimes you might have a video inbuilt into an advert too, like this. Okay. But let's take another advert, another example, just an alternative. You see here, very big text, clear reading, and again, the call to action and the website URL also provided. McDonald's one, again, here's another one here. This looks like a video, online banner, video inside that. And you've got some graphics that go around it. Another one, picture, strap across, and so on. Now, if I ask you to make an advert yourself, okay, you might say, I'm not a creative person. Okay, I don't have any experience with making adverts before. But what I'm intending for you to try to achieve is to produce an advert of equivalent quality as this, okay, with graphics. And what you would do is, you've already got a color scheme, you already have a logo, you already have a feeling for style. What an advert tries to do is get across a key message to someone, yeah, and some kind of a prompt is also, required back. And when we're working with online advertising, one of the reasons why it is important to have it and why it's effective is online advertising is something you can track and trace very easily. If someone clicks on an advert, you can monitor that click-through rate all the way through to see how much that advert actually cost you versus how much you actually earn from it directly. Particularly on an e-commerce shop, just think of the efficiency of that, yeah? I put an advert on a site, I get a measurement of, say, 100 click-throughs on my advert, of which 2 people buy something, yeah, per week. I can very quickly see my return on investment and also my input for that particular advert being placed wherever it is. Newspapers have a similar thing, they can do something similar, and other media things can too, but online is the most accurate in terms of, really connecting to that cost and return on investment information. Now, for you to make an advert, what you need to do is have a kind of a context for it. So what I'm going to ask you to do is make an advert where you're going to make an advert, okay, which could appear on another site, which is about your website, the one you're working on. Okay, so you're looking at advertising your own website somewhere else. What you've got to try and do is kind of think about your key message, whatever it is that you want to get across. It could be a sales offer, it could be a promotion, it could be a product launch. You're advised to look at some of the things that are out there, good adverts, look at examples to really extend what you're learning. Okay, also, what you should try to understand is also the type of adverts you create. The higher grade students will not just make one advert, they'll make maybe 2 or 3, just to show the kind of reusing of information in different formats. It's only worth making adverts in those sizes that are the most popular. So to find the most popular ad sizes, I'll do a little search on most popular, okay, advert sizes for web. They're called banner adverts, by the way. I should get back some articles about different sources that are going to give me some guidance. So 728 by 90 is leaderboard. You've got a skyscraper advert, half-page ad, and so on. Are you familiar with the idea of pixels? Yeah. You're not familiar with what pixels are? Anybody? Don't know what pixels are? Your generation should know about pixels.
Yeah, they're like a picture made of loads of tiny little pixels. Sometimes when you zoom in.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. So what pixel is exactly? It is a dot on. It is a dot, literally a dot. Yeah. Okay. So a pixel is a dot, and so in terms of this leaderboard, 728 dots wide and 90 dots high, and each dot can be one of 16 million colors. Okay. That's in terms of the quality of the graphics card I've got here. That's what I can get. So when you're making an advert, you're wise to choose adverts that are popular sizes, well known. Okay. Yeah, that are going to be relevant to today's contemporary web advertising. Let's look at images here. I should get some kind of a example there. So you can see here 300 by 600. That's a skyscraper. You've got 300 by 250, like a headline. Leaderboard 728 by 90. And you need to reference the things you're finding and the reasons why you're choosing certain options. Okay, and then you're going to start recycling the content and graphics and color schemes so it's consistent across these different formats. You may not one day be your graphic designer for your own business, but if you ever were, you could produce something of a basic quality. Yeah, that's kind of why we're teaching the skill. So you might want to pull up yourself. If you're not a designer, you can tell your designer to do this for you. make the adverts in the right sizes and get them done, and you give them the kind of color scheme and the logo and the content they need. Yeah, leaderboard is most popular. Inline rectangle and banner. Here's another source here. Okay, there's another example of different adverts, different sizes and places. So how you make your advert is up to you. I'll give you some options of software. Some people have pulled it off simply on a mobile app alone. Okay, and Pixlr, Pixlr is pretty good for that. Yeah, for online. Also, another good one is Canva. And Canva I've used before for advertising. So if you go to canva.com, like this, Canva has some examples of adverts already across the top. See that wide skyscraper there? It's got templates. I choose a wide skyscraper format here, for example, or I can make my own custom dimensions on the top. Yeah, you've got both options there, either custom or wide skyscraper. So say I want to make something which is a wide skyscraper advert. One of the nice things about Canva is it has templates that are already built in, really nice designs that are here. And just see how simple it is, we should just change something. Let's make up a business. Rohan's not here today, I can't pick on him. Do this today.
Oh yeah, I made my logo on this.
Yeah, it's cool. Oh, that's gonna be really easy. Maybe you should stick with Canva then. Yeah. The thing's called mode, isn't it? Let me just play around with that idea. Let's imagine I want to work with that kind of a concept. So let me choose clothing related here. Kind of. This is kind of clothing related. I'm gonna take any one of these examples. Let's take that one over here, right? Drop it over. Each one of these objects is modifiable. Okay, so I can go like that. Start modifying the content. This image, I don't want to keep this image here, so I can go inside it and change it. I've now selected the image. Okay, and I can modify these images and bring in other graphics by searching the existing library here. If I don't like what's in the library, I can upload from this, upload in my own pictures of clothing, etc. that I already would have. So everything is very editable. Okay, let's just remove that, for example, hit the cross button. Whoops. I think I'll do it via, if I go for searching another image, so I'll take something like trousers. Take a picture of something. This is not a great photograph. The stuff inbuilt by it is not great at all. You've got to pay for it on Canva. Yeah, if it's not free. So therefore, uploading it is a wise idea. Yeah, find your own graphics and upload them. This is quite poor. Right. Somehow got to get that in there as well. So you'd work with playing around with these things. You know, sorry, Edie, this is not the image you had for your business, I'm sure, but right, but turning out this way. Is it really? Yeah. Okay. So this chappy here's got it all sorted out. Yeah, so you can play around with these various features. So what does it say about replacing the photograph? No, this is something else. This is to do with the actual image. Maybe wasn't quite what you had in mind, but you can do various things with graphics, move things around. To click on these little cells, they allow you to change the image. Okay, I did that myself. And the text can be modified, and there's also a call to action button at the bottom there. Okay, you simply just really interact with Canva and produce yourself a very simple advert. It's not sportswear, clearly. So I'll leave it to your own creative disposition. The things you need to make sure you have got included in this are key message. That could be someone you're talking to your user persona. Do it right. Good quality of graphics, no kind of poor choice of images. Choose high quality images. Planning behind the choice of size of advert and research to back it up. And relevant info like a web link or an email address or phone number. Do think about equality and diversity. In advertising, we don't really think about inclusion and not just being stereotyping things. If, for example, you're doing a DIY shop, what can I say? Who would typically be buying DIY equipment in the stereotypical world, right? So just try and change those stereotypes to something different to broaden your inclusion. And that dimension is important. And also being accurate in your English vocab, grammar, and punctuation. Nothing worse than an advert with a spelling mistake in it or grammar error. That'll get picked up pretty quickly. Okay, so tools you can use. I'm allowing you to use Pixlr. Canva's great. You can use Photoshop if you're knowing that very well. GIMP is pretty crap to use, hard to use. And PowerPoint is a real fallback, easy option, okay? Use PowerPoint. So that is what you're looking at first. That's our first task we're going to work on. And then after that, we'll look at, I'll allow some time for this, about maybe half hour or so. And after that, we'll look at wireframes and the template choice. Okay, and that's sort of closing off the design section. All right, folks, how are you doing? Okay with this? Any questions? Good to go? Right, adverts. So looking to make 2 or 3 different sizes, research your sizes, and make them look good. Okay. So a graphic designer will normally be given, like graphic designer in the business probably will be given about 15-20 minutes to pull this off. Okay, so I'm going to give you till 2 o'clock.
How do you like Snapper? I want to do screenshot.
You want to keep that?
Yeah, I'm fine with